This right away. Number one, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Moses is leading you, yes, but I am leading all of you, to include Moses. I'm the God, I brought you out of the land of Egypt, and I am the only God. You shall have no other gods. Why would he say that? Because in Egypt, how many gods did they have? Nobody knows the number. Looks like they're in the millions. They worship frogs, so God sent a plague of them. They worship the sun, the moon, the stars. They worship the plants that grew in the sea. They worship the sea. The plants that grew outside of the sea. They worship the rocks. They worship the trees. They worship the kangaroo rat. It was endangered then too, I'm sure. They worship, you name it, they worshiped it. Millions of gods. And that's what Israel had been around for how long? A little over 400 years. Notice, you don't find the problem of atheists. That's an interesting thought. You don't find that. The problem is God is saying, no, everybody believes in gods, but you see, it's the God. I am the God, the only one. You'll have no other gods before me because I'm giving these to you. You are my chosen. Isn't that interesting? You don't find atheists until much later on. You won't see it talked about too much until the psalmist, King David, writes this. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Isn't that an interesting? That's Psalm 14:1. But you don't find that prior to this. What you find is the opposite problem. Not only do they believe in gods, but they believe in all kinds of them. Why? Because they were all too close to the works of the Lord. All of them. Make sense to you? They were too close to the things that had gone on. You won't find any atheists around the time of Enoch. There was no such animal. They all knew about God and all that had been done. They just decided not to believe and to worship other things. So God says to Israel, you've been around a lot of false worship. So here's my first commandment. I am the Lord your God. I'm the one that delivered you out of Egypt. You shall have no other gods before me. I'm it. Now later on, many, many years later, the psalmist writes, the fool has said in his heart there is no God. The word for fool, by the way, literally means the insane, the one whose mind has no function. Isn't that interesting? That's the word of God. And for the longest time, you didn't find atheists. You found polytheists. Not only was there the God of the microphone, but there's the God of the carpet, there's the God, and they worship them all. And God says, not for you. Commandment number 1.